everyone, it's Madison from PH Doodling. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I am excited today because I will be sharing with you my August monthly setup. So for this month's theme, I am going to be doing a lemon theme. So I picked these really fun bright pink colors to go with yellow and blue. And of course I'm using my beautiful Archer olive journal with this cute little vintage bee doodle on the front and gold foiling around the side. I have been wanting to do some sort of like pattern for my monthly setup for a while now, and so I decided August was the perfect month to do that. Last month my theme was camping, and it was so much fun to do, but I decided I wanted a little break from doing doodles like I did with my previous theme. So this was a really easy theme to do. I knew I wanted to have lemons and then have lots of flowers and leaves surrounding these lemons. And so I just kind of repeated this pattern throughout this setup, as you'll kind of see, and it was very relaxing and easy to do, which is just something I needed right now to help give my brain a little bit of a break. And my hand kind of as well. Even though it looks like there's a lot of doodles, they were still pretty simple. And I injured my hand a little bit ago. And of course it was my right hand, so my doodling hand, but it's getting better now, and this was a really great theme to do. So now that I've kind of introduced the theme for this month, I'm going to kind of shift a little bit how I do my voiceovers for these videos, because I feel like they're getting a little bit repetitive because I basically do my setup the same every month. Just changing a theme and a few different layouts of my spread. So if there's any questions that you have about a spread that I complete, whether it's the box size or the colors that I use, you can find all that information down below in the description box. But if there's something that you are wanting to know and it's not there, just send me a message in the comments and I will be happy to answer them for you. I thought it would also be fun to share with you guys kind of how I pick my color palette for the month. So I actually have this other bullet journal that I got from Hobby Lobby that I use to actually practice my doodles and do my color swatches. So you can kind of see the progression. I started there on the right hand side picking out my pinks and my greens, and then I decided, oh, maybe I'll do some blues instead. And then you can see right there I'm circling the colors that I finally picked and decided on. And so this is kind of my progression of where I pick kind of what I have in my head, and then I try and find the markers that match that. And you can see I kind of switch them out a little bit, trying to pick the perfect palette. And then the next thing I'll do is I'll actually take my journal that I sketched out, and I'll actually just take a copy of it so that then I can kind of practice how I want to add color onto my spread before I actually do it in my journal, so that I make sure the colors kind of go with what I was thinking in my head. And so this works really well if you want to kind of practice your color palette, or if that's something you struggle with. I find that is actually really helpful. It's helpful so that you don't have to like cut out a piece of paper and like paste it over your spread and redraw it. And so that's something that I do that really helps me. So now I'm adding color, and this is where I'm gonna kind of go off of what I normally do and just talk about whatever pops into my head to make this hopefully a little bit more entertaining, and so it's not so repetitive because it's the same content every month. But anyway, I'm so excited because I have a new endeavor that I am venturing on for PH Doodling. I always get people who reach out to me and ask me if I do, custom journals, things like that, or if I have any sort of shop where I sell stickers or spreads that are downloadable. And so I have decided to finally take the plunge, and I am going to be opening a sticker shop. And I am so excited to start this. I am currently in the middle of getting my first designs ready for my launch, and I am going to be launching August 7th. So I will be sure to post all that information across YouTube, Instagram, and to link you to my Etsy shop. My shop will be called PH Doodling, and I am going to be releasing a new set of stickers at least once a month. And the idea is that I will create a sticker sheet that matches my bullet journal theme for the month. So for August, I will be creating a lemon floral leafy sticker sheet that will go perfectly with the spread that I am creating here. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a great way for those of you who don't really like to doodle, or you don't think you're very good at it. Hopefully this can be a way for you to help recreate my themes and follow along with me as I set up my bullet journal every month. The hope is that I will be releasing those at the beginning of each month. But because I'm just now starting my sticker shop and getting everything up and running, they won't be released until the 7th with my launch. But hopefully after that, I can release them either on the 1st or even prior to that, that would be my goal, is to get everything done like a week before the month ends so that you guys can have them at the beginning of the month to set up your journals. And so I'm super excited about this. This is something that I've never done before, but I'm really enjoying, creating these stickers to go along with my themes. And so for my launch, I'm creating a couple sheets that go with my past themes, and so I'm excited to share those with you. They were some of my favorite ones to create, and I'm loving going back and actually designing these stickers for my shop. And then I'm also going to hopefully be selling a few little individual ones as well, in addition to my sticker sheets. So I'm very excited about this, and I can't wait to share with you on August 7th all of the exciting things that I have been designing. So hopefully you will be sure to check that out. I think my shop is going to launch at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Etsy, so be sure to check out for that. But this is very typical for me because I love all things crafty. In addition to bullet journaling, I do all kinds of other hobbies, which include scrapbooking. I do a scrapbook every month to kind of document my life, and that's something I started about 2-ish years ago, and that has been something that's really enjoyable to be able to go back and look at those past memories. In addition to scrapbooking, obviously I do bullet journaling, which is another form of memory keeping / planner, as you all know. In addition to that, I like to quilt and cross-stitch. Cross-stitching is one of my favorite nighttime activities. I love to curl up in my stitching chair and watch a good episode of Friends or something like that, very comforting, and just stitch away. My mom and I really enjoy doing that together, and she's the one who actually introduced me into quilting. I've made several quilts. It's not something I'm very good at, but I do enjoy it. But the thing about being crafty and creative like this is you have too many hobbies, and then you just never have enough time to get them all done. So what am I doing? Oh, that's right, I'm opening a sticker shop and adding a whole other hobby to my life. But that's okay. I really love having a creative outlet because my work is not necessarily, it's creative in a sense, but I'm currently getting my PhD in microbiology, and so I am very much more focused on not necessarily creativity, but a little bit more critical thinking. And so if you're wondering, that's why my name is PH Doodling, because I am working to get my PhD. I'm going to be going into my 5th year, so I'm nearing the end, but the pandemic has set me back a little bit, but that's okay. We're trying to recover, and hopefully I can then graduate and find a job soon. So this is very much an outlet for my creativity outside of work, and that's why I love doing bullet journaling. And I've always loved to draw, and add color to different spreads and things like that, and I've loved to color in coloring books ever since I was little, and then when the coloring book phase happened, I don't know, a couple years ago, now I have like 20 adult coloring books that I have colored some in, but not very much, and so basically I just love having any form of creative thing to do because it really fulfills me and makes me very happy, and I'm so happy that I'm able to share my creativity with all of you. And that's why I'm so excited to start this sticker shop, so that I can continue to share that with you and others as well. So I hope you'll at least check me out, because I'm always doing something creative no matter what. Some of you may know that I actually recently got married this past June, and my husband is very supportive of all of my creative endeavors, so much that in our tiny 2-bedroom apartment, we have dedicated the 2nd bedroom to be my craft room. So that is solely a room for me to store all of my crafts, and so I'm so grateful that he is so supportive of all of the things that I do, because without him I wouldn't have my craft room, which is great. I love being able to have a space to store everything, and I mentioned earlier about my stitching chair, so I have a nice big comfy chair from IKEA that we bought when we moved into this new apartment, and I of course have a little TV in here, and so I love to relax here in the evenings and stitch or doodle or whatever I'm doing, and so I love having this little creative room, and it's been really great for me. So speaking of all of my craft supplies, you guys know that when I create my bullet journal spreads, I mostly use my Tombow collection, which I actually completed this past year, and I have a video of me organizing all those, which I'll link above if you are interested in watching that. So I mainly use Tombows, and sometimes I use my mild liners. Those colors are a little bit more muted, so they don't always necessarily go with some of my Tombow markers, but I love being able to use them and have the option to use them. And you'll also probably know if you've been following me for a while that I used to solely use only my Crayola Super Tips, but that was before I upgraded my Tombow marker collection. But I recently also just purchased some of the acrylographs from Archer and Olive. I have kind of always wanted to try them, but they were always just a little bit too expensive and I didn't know if I was going to like them, so I never made the plunge and actually purchased them. But recently she had a really large sale, and so I actually was able to purchase some of them. I actually bought 3 sets. I bought the cool fall, the warm fall, and then the tropical set as well. And I bought them all in the 3mm tip, thinking that I was gonna mostly use them for like filling in designs. And so these are like paint markers. And so I was a little nervous when I got them because I never have really used paint markers, but the color is so intense and just very like fills the page, which is really, really cool and very interesting. And so I think next month, or maybe the month after that, I don't know, I haven't decided, I am going to use them in my spreads. I might do them like maybe in September, but maybe in October, because I have the fall collection, and so they're kind of more just like fall colors, like a burgundy and, you know, a pretty orange and things like that. So I might do that a little later on, but I'm very excited to use them, and I don't know, we'll see how they go. This is not a sponsored ad, I just bought them and I love her products. You guys know I use her journals, they're my absolute favorite. I used to use ones from Hobby Lobby. It was actually the practice journal that I showed you guys earlier on, but that paper was just like so thin and it would always bleed through, and it just was not near as the high quality as our journals are. So be sure to check them out, and I do have a 10% code linked down below. If you guys are interested in making a purchase, I get a small amount after you guys make a purchase, and so that would be greatly appreciated. But I do really love her journals, and I did buy 2 more journals with the markers that I bought as well, so I have plenty to choose from when I need a new journal, which probably won't be until 2022, but you know, you gotta have a backstock in case you need them. So, and I hope she's coming out with some new ones soon, so I'm sure I'm gonna have too many, but you know, you can never have too many journals. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed hearing a little bit more about my personal life and all my creative hobbies and my schooling as well, and my family and my life. I'm happy to share that with you, and I think this is a little bit more fun and interactive than me talking about, you know, what I'm doing to make my spreads, because it's really basically always the same. But let's go ahead and take a quick flip through of this setup that I did. Like I mentioned, I hope you enjoyed this. I really, enjoyed getting to share a little bit more about my personal life, and I love sharing my spreads and my creativity with all of you. So be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel. You can also check me out on Instagram, where I post almost every other day about all of my content that I have created. And now you can find me on Etsy on August 7th when I launch my sticker shop. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate all your support and kind words that you guys always give to me. It really means a lot to me. So I hope you have a great day, and thanks for watching. Happy doodling!